you guys ready for the wheel?
Yeah,
I think so.
Who's going first?
Let's do it. All right, Israel.
You're up first? Alright, you ready?
Alright,
Okay. And you guys have to be my judge from where, because I can't see from this perspective where I'm at, so.
Okay. We'll just tell you what it lands on. Alright.
You got record top.
Record
so
top.
favorite record and why?
My favorite album. The hard part is I feel like my favorite album always changes, almost week to week. But there's a J.D. Crowe album. There's a specific number that people recognize it by. It's like 0044. What is it?
0044.
0044. And when I started learning Dobro, it was from these artists that kind of reinvented bluegrass. As far as I'm concerned, Tony Rice was the reinventor of bluegrass with the guitar. Jerry Douglas was on Dobro. You got J.D. Crowe, which is amazing baritone, backup banjo, all-around banjo player. Ricky Skaggs, and they kind of, at that time, made bluegrass for us even now, and we still hold standards that they made up, and their influences are from great influences beyond them, like Bill Monroe, Jim and Jesse, all the good ones, and that album is great. It's timeless. And it's almost seamlessly perfect, in my opinion. It's a great album.
Wow. All right, Andy, you ready?
I guess
Shotgun a beer.
All
Shotgun a beer. Come on.
Oh man, once again.
Spin again.
Spin again.
Oh, man.
What were you gonna say? One thing you love about your family.
These guys, one thing I love about my bandmates, they show up most of the time. I guess.
That's important.
Most of the time.
Don't get too
That's
much
pretty good.
It's a big part of it.
They play the same songs that I play. I don't know. I don't like saying nice things about these guys. Oh man, yeah. I would say I love their hidden talents. I love their favorite records, and I love shotgunning beers with them.
All right, rock on. That's
Everything on that wheel, we love it.
All right, we are here with the Get Down Boys today. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you guys ready to jump into some questions? I promise nothing traumatic, nothing about traumatic experiences, hopefully. So when and why did each of you start playing music?
Well, that's a big one. I think I came from a pretty musical family. I think most of us did, and so it's kind of around from a young age. Just kind of that's what we did.
I think my mom made me take piano lessons when I was 10 or so. In the band in 5th grade. Not banjo until I was 19, so I was older.
My dad was a bass player, so followed in his footsteps.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always loved music. I also grew up in a family with music, and I always thought there was something special about it. That I like to be in music and hear music, and I always have headphones on. Always have been that way.
Alright, so how did all four of you guys meet?
I had a class with Andy at Berkeley. We had jingle writing together.
Yeah, Matt and I went to college together at Music College in Boston, and Evan was there too, although we didn't meet Evan until we were out in LA. And
From Craigslist.
Yeah, of all places.
We sort of had the bluegrass thing in common, so we sort of formed a group that was about almost 6 years ago. And Israel moved here from Ohio a couple of years ago and kind of found us, and we haven't gotten rid of him.
Yeah. I remember searching bluegrass bands in LA and being pretty fresh here, and their name kept coming up. And they were all suggested by a friend of mine in San Francisco, Evie Layden, a great clawhammer banjo player. And so I went and saw him a couple times and finally talked to Andy. And I told him I was a Dobro player from Cincinnati looking for somebody to play with. And he said, well, won't you just play tonight? And I said, all right, I'll go get my Dobro. And so I went outside, and I'd been moving things so much at the time. I opened my door, and I didn't have my Dobro. And so I caught up with him at the festival, Great 48 in Bakersfield. That was 2 years ago in December, I guess, or January.
Yeah, just passed. Yeah.
So why the name the Get Down Boys?
Well, that's Matt's.
There's a song.
Title.
It's a traditional bluegrass song.
Stanley Brothers.
Stanley Brothers, yeah. How Mountain Girls Can Love. So it's a part of the lyrics.
Yeah, the chorus is "Get down, boys, go back home, back to the girls you love."
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a lyric from a song. It's a lyric from a song. It's also a good indicator of kind of like our attitude and our show. You know, our live show is usually a lot of fun and
the
sort of works.
getdownboys.com is not taken. So.
Yeah. All of our we had all the websites just right there. We didn't have to add a number one or anything like that.
We also consider ourselves a traditional bluegrass band, and Boys followed a lot of traditional bluegrass names.
There is a rap group called the Get Down Boys with a Z.
Really?
With a
With a
Z.
Z at the end. Totally different group.
We can take them probably.
I think so.
So what's it like being a bluegrass band in LA? Because this is kind of a town that's dominated by rock and roll for the most part.
Well, we get lots of work. We get lots of weddings, and we get calls that we probably wouldn't get if we were doing some other style of music.
Yeah, so we fall into some real neat venues sometimes, just because of our genre.
It's also we play for a lot of people who haven't really heard a lot of bluegrass, so there's often times that we meet people who are, it's sort of like their first time seeing and hearing bluegrass, which we can all relate to because everybody had a first time that they sort of heard it and sort of clicked with them. So it's fun to play for people who don't know, the history and the style very well. So
it is a sense of reason for being, kind of, for me, because I grew up with traditional style in my ears, and if you go to festivals, the older guys think that there's a right way and a wrong way to play bluegrass, and I don't say that I follow melodies like people probably think that I should, that are hardcore traditional, but I do think that we are displaying bluegrass to people who have never seen it or would normally wouldn't see it, and it I think I'm not in it necessarily for the money at all, because I've never heard of stuff. Bluegrass guys. They're out there, I guess, but I guess that's why I do it and we do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So because of that, also, you guys have played with a lot of celebrities. Was recently John Mayer jumped out? How did that happen?
Yeah, we were playing at a small club in downtown LA, and weren't too many people there, and we were up on stage doing our thing, and this guy just kind of came up to the stage, and we didn't really know what was going on. He said, hey, you guys sound really great. Can I grab my guitar? And we're kind of like,
the lights are shining.
Yeah.
So then his face comes up and it's like, hey, can I play with you?
You're like, huh?
I know you.
So yeah, he came up and played about 3 songs with us. He was with some friends, and then they took off. But it was cool. He was pretty good. He could hang.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He blew out his amp.
Yeah, he broke his.
Really?
Yeah. Sent him a bill for that.
I haven't said it. Still kind of sort of. We'll let him know next time.
Yeah. So what's coming up next for the Get Down Boys?
We're working on a new album of original songs, a lot of which we did today, and we're gonna, once we get that recorded, we got some West Coast traveling plans, and hopefully we get to make it across the country and back sometime in the summer or sooner or later.
Yeah, winter's kind of our downtime, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
We have a residency every Sunday at Bigfoot West.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
That's still happening.
Right You guys have been doing that for a long time, a couple of years, right?
Over 3 years now, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's great. It gives us a little stage to try new songs and, have guest players. It's kind of our little house, so.
Yeah, it feels like our bar sometimes.
Right. So we've got our fans that show up every Sunday just to, hear the music, and so we've developed a little following there that's pretty good for our creativity, and it's paid off pretty well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, you ready? Just go down the line.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I think it's spin.
Oh,
You don't get off that easy.
I like that question.
Ready? Go.
Do I have to stop you?
Oh.
Can I go? Okay, alright.
Go for it.
Well, I would say I've listened to it's kind of a toss-up between Flaming Lips, Yoshimi, versus Talking Heads. I don't know, just the greatest hits. I don't care. Talking Heads. Stop Making Sense. Yeah, Stop Making Sense, or Yoshimi versus the Battle of the Robots, or whatever it's called. Flaming Lips. Not bluegrass, but I've listened to it a million times.
Actually, yeah. Nice. All right, you ready?
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna die if you guys all get record time.
Chug a beer.
Hidden Talent.
That's hilarious.
I mean,
Just because.
it's hidden, so how am I supposed to know?
That means you don't know about it.
I guess I like to cook. I've been vegan for 8 years. Actually, I just quit being vegan a few months ago. I started eating eggs,
Oh.
and I've been eating eggs every single day for the past 6 months. They're so delicious. I guess I like to cook. I cook probably 2 meals a day, and I like using all kinds of spices like turmeric and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I guess I'm getting more and more into cooking.
We've lived together a lot, so I've seen Evan cooking before.
It was pretty bad a couple years
He
ago.
used to cook an onion bagel with hot banana spread on top of it, and then ketchup on top of it.
Wow.
And a blackened, burnt onion bagel. That was an onion.
I also want to say that Evan is a great guitar player, and he really is.
He hides that
Hidden talent.
That is definitely a hidden talent of his. I don't want to speak for him, but it's
That's probably a better talent than my cooking.
You didn't say it was a good
I
thing.
can't say it for myself.
Right, it's a
Like
hidden
cooking,
talent.
because